You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
From the Civic Media World Headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, it's the Todd Alba Show. And now, pursuing truth wherever it may lead, here's your host, Todd Alba.
Across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network and streaming worldwide on the Civic Media app. Good afternoon, everybody. Todd Alba, along with our producer and engineer, Mr. Aaron Zommers, on the board. It is 6 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock on this Thursday, October 30th, 2025. It is a great day to be a Wisconsinite. Welcoming everybody to hour number 2 of the big broadcast here in downtown Madison at the world headquarters of Civic Media, intersection of State and Fairchild. A beautiful day out, the fall day. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Zommers, how about Chuck Collins there in hour 1 from Patriotic Millionaires with his brand new book? I thought that was fantastic.
Me too. Yeah. After reading the excerpt that he shared with us, and also just hearing your conversation with him there, I will definitely be picking up a copy.
Yeah, Burned by Billionaires. That's the name of the book. Buy it wherever you get books. A great read. Educate. Who knew that they were coming after our pets, the billionaires, right?
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Yes. In this case, the billionaires are. It's the billionaires. Turns out not the refugee, not the immigrants. It's the billionaires who are going after our pets.
They're doing their best.
Yeah, who would have known? Also, in the booth here, the wonderful and talented Tucker, who is the new senior producer for Matt Nair on Air with our friends Jay Matt Nair and Greg Bach. Jay now joins us every Monday. That's fantastic. Tucker, you're settling, what, a week, 2 weeks? How long have you been in the company so far?
Yeah, this is my second week.
Your second week.
So,
right.
Yeah, just getting lay of the land. Happy to be here. But
And you come to us from the great community station WORT across town here in Madison, Wart.
yeah, I was volunteering there. I mostly worked on the Monday Morning Buzz there in the Mondays. So helping out Brian Standing, finding guests, building that show out a little bit. And I did a little bit of video and social stuff for Wart too. And lovely station. Love the people there.
It's a great station, and one of my all-time favorite people in the world has a show over there, Tony Castagnetta, who is the king of Latin music in America, Latin jazz in Madison, Dane County, Wisconsin. And you can see him still at the Cardinal Bar on Thursdays, I believe, with his quartet. Tony Castagnetta, everybody, look him up. But did you ever get to work with him at ORT?
I didn't, but man, he's there's a big list of folks that I have not that I still wish I could have maybe. But
well, we'll get him. Well,
he's great.
Tony's been on the show before, but it's been a while. We need to get him back. We'll get him on, and we'll bring you in. It'll be a big Wart reunion.
I'm in.
All
yeah,
right.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, people can find you on Monday through Friday. Here's what happened last week, Tucker. I'm such a fan of Matt Nair and Air that I went one morning at 9 o'clock and I put in the chat here at Civic Media an SOS. I said, there's goofy music. I didn't say goofy. There's music playing instead of Jane and Greg. And then I realized it was Sunday. Sunday, Todd. So it's Monday through Friday, Matt Nair and Air from 9 until 11, and you can find with Calvin and Jane and Greg and now Tucker as well. So welcome, Tucker.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, check out our shows. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, Tucker, everybody, from Matt Nair on Air. All right, it's coming up on 10 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock. Time once again for Wisconsin Fun Fact. Let's go.
Oh, Wisconsin, land of beauty, with your hillsides and your
That's right.
plains.
Time once again for Wisconsin's Fun Fact. All right, here we go. October's almost over. On October 30th, 1914, the first 4-H club in Wisconsin was organized. Founded in Walworth County, 4-H immediately clashed with the rival Future Farmers of America, touching off a blood feud that continues to this day. It often results in the group having to be separated at county fairs across the state. And that's how we play Wisconsin Fun Fact. Tucker's going to go back in his meeting with Jane and Greg. I don't know what the heck they're doing over there now, their show. But he goes, that makes no sense at all.
What's a fun fact, though?
It's a fun fact, you understand? We're not nearly as professional as Jane and Greg, but we do have fun. Wisconsin Fun Fact. All right, let's try this. And I've covered up the answers, by the way. Our friend TJ sent this to us. A lot of things, they're changing the U.S. citizenship test and trying to make it more difficult for people getting in the country to be naturalized, which I think is ridiculous. So here now, the test for U.S. citizenship is getting longer and more difficult. Immigrants seeking naturalization as U.S. citizens will now need to answer twice as many questions correctly to pass the oral civics exam, thanks to updates implemented this month by, guess who, the Trump administration. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services puts out a study guide to help immigrants prepare for their exam. The study guide lists 128 questions and answers to the exam agent can choose from. The study guide is online at uscis.gov. uscis.gov. An applicant will need to correctly answer at least 12 of 20 questions to pass the civics test. That threshold used to be 6 out of 10. All right. So let's try this, Summers. One of the 128 questions for a would-be citizen. Question 37, good old question 37, reads, quote, "The President of the United States can only serve 2 terms. Why?"
That's a very loaded question.
This is a test. This is now to be a naturalized citizen. You have to know the answer to the President of the United States can only serve 2 terms. Why? Well, the Constitution bars them from serving a third term. Right?
That's what I would say.
The study guide gives 2 reasons. I did not know this. This is real. The first reason is because of the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
So I wonder if that would count.
Here's the quiz question. What is the second reason? This is real.
What is the second reason?
There is more than one answer. I haven't covered up. I don't know it. What is I think just the only reason is the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. What is the second reason? Any guesses?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tucker, any guesses?
No, I don't.
You got no guesses.
He doesn't either.
I honestly don't know. Maybe somebody knows. In the interest of time, all right, the second reason is, according to the study guide, it is to keep the president from becoming too powerful.
So that's the reason for the 22nd Amendment, but
It's according to the Immigration and Naturalization, or U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. A correct answer is not just the 20. There are 2 answers. So the applicant could say the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, or to keep the president from becoming too powerful. That is also a correct answer.
oh, but it's also you don't have to have both.
No. I'm just saying it's an either or. Those are
okay.
There are
Gotcha.
2 right. There are 2 answers that would be ding, pass, or whatever. But I think that's just interesting that we're asking our citizens, our you have to be a permanent resident first for 5 years at least, so then you can apply for naturalization. And so you're asking someone to be naturalized as an American citizen. Why can the president not have a third term? First answer, 22nd Amendment, and second answer is real and legal to keep the president from becoming too powerful. Now, you would think that the president himself and the people around him would know that. And of course, Trump's been toying with this idea of a third term, selling hats that say, Trump 2028. And we played it for you, I think, yesterday? Trump on Air Force One, now conceding and saying, well, I guess, if you read the Constitution, you can't. I don't buy it in terms of Trump acquiescing. I think this is just to tamp it down for a little while. 855-752-4842. Let's go to our friend Mark in Prairie du Sac. Mark, what say you?
Well, I'm slapping my FCC filter on right now.
Okay, thank you.
Because the only answer is because the 22nd Amendment says the president can only have 2 terms. I mean, it is just these people want to ensure citizenship. Yet half these people in the Trump administration couldn't pass a citizenship test if they had to. I don't think. I mean, it is just beyond me.
Well, let me give you another one. See what you think of this, Mark. This is real. I'm on the site right now, uscis.gov. I didn't realize I'm somebody who worked at immigration issues back in the 90s for a member of Congress and used to help people get through this. Give them the tools, I should say. So here's one of the questions: what form of government is the United States? Mark, you know this.
Well, it's a democratic republic. I mean that.
Now here, according to this site, there are 3 right answers: republic, constitution-based federal republic, or representative democracy.
And those are all 3 are correct. I mean,
right. That's what it says. That the applicant could say any one of those and be correct. Number 2? What is the supreme law of the land?
The Constitution.
Ding, ding, ding. And they only give one. They only give one right answer for that one. All right. One more. Number 3. Name one thing the Constitution does, and they list 4 right answers. One thing, Mark, the Constitution does. U.S. Constitution.
Guarantees the right to free speech. I mean, it guarantees the right to keep and bear arms. I mean,
right.
That with some.
Now, see, this is. I'm only going to interrupt you in the interest of time. This is very. You're obviously correct on those things, but here's officially, and of course, applicants for naturalization get a test question with these answers on it beforehand. But according to the U.S. government, name one thing the U.S. Constitution does. There are 4 right answers. A, forms the government. 2, defines powers of the government. 3, defines the parts of government. And 4, protects the rights of the people. So I guess your example of, protects the rights of the people would be what? Established in the Bill of Rights?
Yeah, it is just... Of course, there's some that say the Bill of Rights should never have happened too.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's some members of the Supreme Court that have questions about the 13th, 14th, and 15th, and likely the 16th Amendments to the Constitution.
But interesting, right? Because Mark, a lot of us, including me, I don't know I could pass all these answers. You really got to study.
and these people, going for citizenship, likely have. But now one of the things are all these Afrikaners that are coming in going to, be given a pass on the citizenship test.
The white folks from South Africa, getting the pass.
And are they going to be forced to learn to speak only English and give up Afrikaans?
We shall see. We shall see, Mark. I appreciate the call, Mark. Thank you so very much. Let's go quickly to Mike in Spring Green, listening to WRCE. Mark, Mike, pardon me, what say you?
Well, I just wanted to kind of expound on what your past caller said, and you kind of said it too. I was talking to a Filipino woman recently who just got her citizenship, and we talked about the questions. I barely remember any of that stuff because it was in grade school,
right?
And not only was it boring and the teacher didn't explain it well, we had 8, 9, 10-year-old brains that weren't getting it. When they talked about checks.
Hey, on, Mike. Mike, we'll finish up after the break. I'm up against the clock. More with Mike on the other side. U.S. citizenship test and what's worse after this on Civic Media.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Oh, yeah, little Kenny Chesney for you on a Thursday afternoon on the Todd Allball Show across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network. 23 now, past the hour of 3 o'clock. I know. As Amr said, it's not summertime. I get it. It's still a great song, but it mentions tattoo.
It sure does.
So we'll be talking tattoos and piercings in a minute, but I want to finish up on what we were talking about there just before we broke away. Mike, listening out in beautiful Southwest Wisconsin, Spring Green, listening to us on WRCE in Richland Center. And Mike, we were talking about this, the Trump administration now requiring twice as many questions on the U.S. citizenship test to be naturalized, and some of these are just kind of obscure, and there are more than one answer. And you said you recently talked to someone who came from the Philippines who went through this process.
Right, and my whole point was just when it was taught to us, we were too young, we didn't understand, much less care. Right now, if you just gave me that test, I can pretty much guarantee you I'd fail it, and without studying. And from a different country, of course, you'd have to study. But we've been taught this stuff. We're citizens, and I don't know that stuff.
No,
so it's a weird thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at and some of these questions, and interesting that there's multiple, on some, not all, but on some there are multiple correct answers. For instance, one that's not, question number 17, the President of the United States is in charge of what branch of government? Well, executive branch. That's just one answer. But then, I'll give you a multi here. Name one power of the U.S. Congress. And the correct answers are either writes laws, declares war, or makes the federal budget. You have to name one of those. But, yeah.
I would say I'd say choose their own wages. And, but that's probably not. That's not one of them, is it?
Well, unfortunately, it's correct these days, right?
Well, yeah. So that's just my point. When I was 8 or 9, when they said checks and balances, all I knew of checks was what my parents wrote to buy stuff.
Right.
They didn't explain it. They didn't explain it well,
right.
And maybe if they could, we were too young to understand it. So. I don't know. It's a strange system.
I agree. I've been saying for a long time we need to get back to civics and, making sure people understand these things in our government. So,
yeah, I'm embarrassed. I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I should be. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
That's all I know.
Appreciate you out there in Spring Green. Listen to us on WRCE, the old home station in beautiful southwest Wisconsin. 25 now, past 3 o'clock. Time once again for What's Worse. Let's go. Time once again for What's Worse. Nothing to give away, no prize money involved, but it is your chance to have your voice heard on all 10 news, weather, sports, talk stations across the state of Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network. We cover it all. You can get us, I'm going to say it. You can get us, if you have a good radio, you can get us on the shores of Lake Superior via WBZH. Coming out of Hayward, all the way down to the lakes of the shores of Lake Michigan on WAUK, Milwaukee, Waukesha, to the Mississippi River on WLAX out of La Crosse, up to
or LCX.
Right. See, that's I get that in Amory, right? LCX, thank you, in La Crosse, and then over to the almost partner, as they say, to the shores of Green Bay on WISS. Maybe the FM translator at Appleton gets us to the shores of Green Bay. I'll check that out next time I'm there. So, anyway, it's a great place to have your voice heard. Great place to advertise. Give one of our salespeople a shout out or a ring. I guess you can't ring them up on a website. Google them up on civicmedia.us, and our great sales team will help you out. All right, here's the category today. Now, I don't have either one of these, but they're enormously popular. My sister, I don't think I'm telling tales out of school. I don't have clearance, but I'm going to say it anyway. She and her 2 daughters, my nieces, Isabel and Addison, they got matching little tattoos of the love sign, the American Sign Language sign for love.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, for all 3 of them. So a lot of people are doing it. What's worse? And please listen to the question. I don't need haters out there. The question is, what's worse, bad tattoos or bad piercings? No judgment here about tattoos or piercings, but the question is, what's worse, a bad tattoo or a bad piercing? 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. You can also text us on the aforementioned Civic Media app. You can download it today for free at your app store for Android or Apple devices. Go to your app store, type in Civic, CIVIC Media. It'll pop up, cute CM logo. Click on that. It takes less than a minute. It is free. It's what Gail King at CBS, for now, calls a deal. The Civic Media app. Give us a shout out or on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube. What's worse, a bad tattoo or a bad piercing? So we've already established, numbers that neither one of us have these things, correct?
I don't have any bad tattoos or bad piercings. I don't have any good ones either.
You don't have any good ones either, yeah. Bad tattoos or bad piercings. And again, as someone who doesn't have either one, it seems to me that one is more difficult to get rid of, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Bad tattoos or bad piercings, what's worse? 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842.
No, I think you're definitely onto something there. Depending on the piercing, if you just take it out, it will eventually close up. Whereas tattoos can be expensive and painful to remove or cover
I've heard that. PJ on the YouTube says bad tattoos can be covered up. Bad piercings leave holes that can't be repaired easily. I have both tattoos and piercings. All right, well, that's practical advice from somebody that has them. Stay tuned. We'll finish this up. And Donald Trump wants to use live ammo again. We'll tell you when and where. Right now, Farm News with Pam Yonke across Wisconsin, the Civic Media Radio Network. Welcome back to the Old Town Hall Ball Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. It is now 35 past the hour of 3 o'clock on this Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Aaron Zommers on the board, a producer, engineer, and in-house DJ. Is that Pat McCurdy?
No, it is Frank Turner with the tune Tattoos.
Oh, very nice.
You know, over the break, Todd and I were talking about the origin of tramp stamps, and we asked, where did that start? Why is that a thing? And our very own Terry Barr is on top of it. She says, I believe Britney Spears was behind it. That's a really good one, Terry. Thank you.
Well done, Terry Barr. She gets it done. Yeah, that was one of these times when, if you tune in our show on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, it's either the Todd Allball Show or Civic Media. And then on YouTube, it's the Civic Media YouTube page. And then on Twitter, it's Civic Media as well, right?
Civic Media and WMDX.
And WMDX. So you can watch the show, and we leave the mics on and the cameras on for most of the breaks. And so you get to see what we talk about and what we're like when we're not on the air, quote unquote. And we're not dramatically different, as it turns out,
really,
to the chagrin of people on the 12th floor. And so Don, we brought this up because today is What's Worse. To bring it back to the show, what's worse, bad, and please, we're talking about bad. We're no judgment here on people that have tattoos and piercings, but the category is what's worse, bad tattoos or bad piercings, all right? And if you're watching on the aforementioned stream, the card, the graphic, is it looks like the Virgin Mary with a very odd face.
Very small face.
Yes. And then the tattoos is just crossbars and hooks and chains and I don't know what.
Just multiple crossing industrials or whatever.
Yes. So bad tattoos or bad piercings. Now, I didn't know whether I should say this on the air, but I did anyway. But now my sister has granted me permission. Heather, watching on Facebook up there at WCFW Eau Claire, she says, permission given. And the answer depends on where the tattoos or piercing is located. If it is visible location, bad piercings look worse, could be deformed or infected. I had a student years ago who had a growth on part of her ear from a botched piercing. Ugh.
Yeah, along those lines, something that my sisters learned at a very young age. Now this store is gone, but don't get your ears pierced at Claire's.
Oh, okay.
So now don't get your ears pierced at Walmart. Like if you're going, if you're going to get, I mean, maybe it's better than it was, but when my sisters were little, it was not the most sanitary thing, and it was super uneven.
That's not good.
Yeah, so if you're going to...
You don't want the same person that's doing the Xeroxing to also be piercing, who's also running off your film.
Exactly. So,
and of course, two of the three things don't exist anymore.
No, they still do. I did that a little bit when I worked at CVS.
Did you? All right.
But
Heather,
anyway,
good.
Go to a real
Yes,
sanitary
legit,
piercing and tattoo
right.
place. It'll cost more. Trust me, it's worth it.
A body thing, yes. Bad tattoos, Heather says, might be unreadable or just look like a mess, less noticeable, but hopefully not infected. Oozing tattoos would be gross. Now I'm arguing myself into a corner. I don't know now. Just as Zomer says, news you could use, whether it's piercings or tattoos, go to someone reputable.
Do your research. Ask friends if they have tattoos or piercings. That went really well.
Yeah. PJ on YouTube says, for piercings, contact a place like Blue Lotus in Madison. I think, weren't they a sponsor at one point or
I don't know.
Civic Media? Well, if not, they should be. Blue Lotus in Madison. There's a shout out for a good place here in town. What's worse, bad tattoos or bad piercings? 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. By the way, Lynn, listening on WMDX, and Lynn, we could get you this. She says, could you please repeat or post on the website the author and name of the book about billionaires? I've heard this delightful guy in an ad on Civic Media in the past. Yes, I'm old, and by the time my phone got my phone out and was poised to enter the name of the book or author, boom, it's gone from my sorry brain. I'd love to order the book. Thanks in advance. Lynn, I'm right there with you. Believe me, Lynn, I am right there with you.
Honestly, me too.
Zomer's going to test. There are several times during the day where I'm like, what was I going to say? So absolutely, Lynn, we'll put it in our show notes. So if you go to civicmedia.us and then to the Todd Allball Show, it'll be there for you. Civicmedia.us and then the Todd Allball Show. Or I'll just tell you, the guy's name, great guy, Chuck Collins. Collins. Chuck Collins. And the name of the book is hang on.
Burned by Billionaires.
See, it happened to me. Thank you, Zomer. Burned by Billionaires.
You can get it anywhere books are sold, but, going on the whole point of the book, maybe don't order it from Amazon. You can go to chuckcollinswrites.com. WRITES, because he wrote the book.
Now we've given her too much information.
I also sent her a text with a link.
Oh, did you? Oh, how nice of you. You're such a nice guy, Zomers. But thank you, Lynn. Yeah, Chuck Collins was a great guest. We'll have him back soon. Burned by Billionaires, the name of the book. Fantastic. What's worse, bad tattoos or bad piercings? 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. Greg, listening to us in beautiful Genesee Depot on WAUK, Milwaukee, Waukesha. Greg says a bad tattoo is worse. All right. Matt in Middleton chiming in on WMDX. Matt says, I have to go with bad tattoos or worse, unless it's a large ear hole. Yes, I never got, is that gauges? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Gauged, I don't know. It's not my thing. Julie in Wausau, listening on WXCO, beautiful Bull Falls Radio. We were just there a couple weeks ago. Julie says, I don't have either because it disqualifies you from donating blood and saving lives for months. Oh, I didn't know
This is
that.
true. Yeah.
Really?
Because, people might have allergies to stuff in the ink. And if you got a tattoo or a piercing at Walmart, you might have an infection. You can't give blood with that.
No, we can't. We're not making big generals. The point is just go somewhere reputable.
Yes,
All right.
I guess I shouldn't call a specific place.
Yes, we don't need lawsuits. The phones are ringing from the 12th floor. Allie in Madison on WMDX. Some piercings you might never see.
Very true.
We won't go there, literally or figuratively. But yes, all I'll say about that is ouch. Like, I just don't get the point on those types of things.
I don't either.
One
that is safe for work, a tattoo you might not see. Somebody I know has piercings on their back that are little like eye holes, and that you tie ribbons, so it's like your back is laced up.
Oh my!
And to me, that seems miserable. You can never sit in a chair without getting hooked on it. Like, that's just, I don't understand why a person would do that. It's so, yeah.
I'm laughing at your comment. The person gets hooked in a chair. I can't get out. I'm hooked to my piercing. Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of information there. Allie in Madison on MDX says, some piercings you might. Oh, yeah, that's what we are. Right. Sorry. Just put me in a home right now, Summers. All right, that's how we play. What's worse? We'll come back with a Halloween edition tomorrow. Not going to want to miss it. A candy edition of What's Worse tomorrow. That'll be fun. Are we dressing up tomorrow for Halloween, Summers?
I'm planning on it.
Are you really?
Nothing crazy, but
I have a costume at home. You've seen the picture, right?
I haven't seen the picture, but you did describe it to me.
I have a costume at home. There's been some discussion about whether or not I should wear it.
It's edgy. I'll say that.
And not like in any sort of a sexual or perverse way at all. It has to do with the topic that we've been talking about on this show. I'm leaning towards no.
I'm leaning towards it also. Maybe someday we'll tell you what it is.
Yeah. I might bring in the elements of the costume tomorrow.
Okay.
Could I do that?
I think that would be okay.
I could bring in the elements. I paid $55. See what we said? Where is it? Here it is. Hang on. We were talking about this the other day. Americans plan to spend an average of $296 for Halloween this year. An adult costume, $46 on average. I spent $10 over the average on a costume I might not even wear.
So far, I've not spent any money, but there is one thing I need that I'm guessing I'm going to spend like $15 on.
This is the problem. One of the many, well, not many, but when you live alone, you just talk to yourself. And you look in the mirror. Wow, I put it on. I was vastly I was entertained myself with this costume, and then I kind of shopped it around to some friends, and they thought it was funny. But then a couple have said, "Do you really want to go there?" And I said, "So I may just bring in." It's a great wig, by the way, a great wig.
So I've heard.
45 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock. All right, let's get to this. We talked about this, a couple weeks ago. I mean, things come so fast and furious. So remember when, a couple weeks ago, right, the No Kings protest rallies were happening. And Donald Trump and Secretary of Defense, he calls it war, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, said, let's disrupt these protesters. So Hegseth wanted to fire live ammunition across the California interstate to disrupt the flow of traffic, so make it harder to get to No Kings rallies in San Diego. And one of these things blew up in the air, and the shrapnel hit the motorcade of Vice President J.D. Vance. What could possibly go wrong? Well, now you probably didn't hear about this. He's back at it. According to the Associated Press, White House urged the firing of live bombs, not dummies, for Navy celebration, AP sources say. The White House pressed U.S. Navy officials to launch 2,000-pound live bombs instead of dummy explosives during an elaborate military demonstration for the service's 250th anniversary celebration that President Donald Trump attended.
But why?
Two people familiar with the planning of the event told the Associated Press. Well, thank you so very much for asking. One person familiar with the planning said White House officials insisted to Navy planners that Trump, quote, needed to see explosions, unquote, instead of just a big splash during the October 5th demonstration. You can't make this crap up. I mean, Trump says, I got to see explosions. I don't want to see a splash. So you wanted the Navy to use live 2,000-pound explosive munitions for this thing. Original planning, according to the AP, original planning for what the Navy dubbed the Titans of the Sea Presidential Review called for military personnel to use dummies and not live bombs. A third person familiar with the Navy's planning said that person, who, like the other, was not authorized to speak publicly on the matter and spoke on condition of anonymity, would not comment on why the Navy decided to switch to live bombs. The White House said no switch was made. Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly, in a statement, said, quote, organizers always plan to use live munitions as is typical in training exercises, unquote. The episode is the latest example of the Trump administration turning the military towards the president's wishes in ways large and small, from summoning generals around the world to Washington for a day of speeches to his lethal strikes on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean. What's up with this? Live munitions? Talk to any veteran, any naval veteran. You just don't do this.
And it really went so well last time.
Right? It hit the vice president's motorcade. Of course, J.D. Vance, not the first vice president that Donald Trump tried to kill off. So there's that. hang Mike Pence. Remember that on January 6th? Come on back. Your phone calls and more after this on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back to the Todd Ball Show on the Civic Media Radio Network, where it is now 8 minutes before the hour of 4 o'clock at the top of the hour. ABC or CBS News, depending upon which of our great stations you're listening to, followed by a check of weather. And then the great Mike Clemens, our sports reporter, will be in with sports. Zomer has been watching the World Series.
I have, although I did not watch all 18 innings the other day.
No.
I only watched 11 and a half.
I watched most of the game last night. The Blue Jays won again, and now it goes back to Toronto. So now last game has been played in the World Series in the United States, goes to Toronto tomorrow night for Game 6. The Blue Jays could wrap it up with one more win. They lead the Dodgers 3-2, or the Dodgers got to win 2 up there. So
Yeah.
I'm just because the Dodgers are the top money team. Toronto's not too far behind, and also the Dodgers beat our Brewers. So I'm cheering they got this new kid that's 22. It's like the Mizorowski of Toronto. Forget his name, like Versoth or something like that.
Something like that. I'm also reading
Savage, and he's great. He pitched like 7 innings last night. It was amazing. This kid out of Toronto. So I'm taking on the Blue Jays. So,
Trey Yesavage.
that's it. Trey Yesavage. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Our friend Troy in Mount Horeb, listening to WMDX. We were talking earlier, Troy. I have purchased a Halloween costume. It's tomorrow, although there's some consternation whether I should wear it, whether it'll offend too many people. I have the parts of the costume. Your feelings, Troy?
Wear it. Absolutely wear it.
Wear it. You think I should wear it? All right.
I don't even know what it is. I don't care. Wear it.
It's not, and let me just make sure people understand. It's nothing like inappropriate, like in terms of like.
No, I don't think it's.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't even expect that. But
No.
wear it.
I've sent
Absolutely.
Zomers a picture. Zomers is going to. He has not seen this. I put it on last night and took a selfie, and so Zomers will tell me yes or no. Should I wear the costume?
Yes, you should.
Isn't that great? I mean, because I'm balding. I don't shy away from that.
It is a good wig.
It's a great wig, and
The
it matches
props
my
also
beard.
add a lot.
I know, right? I spent the most money I spent was for the shirt, $25 that I'll never wear anywhere else.
You look just like Donald, don't you?
No, it's not that. It is.
No, it's
You're
not
right.
that? Okay.
It is. It would be
I took a shot.
dressing as a political figure.
This is true. Yes.
Ah.
An elected political figure. Troy, are you dressing up? You and the lovely and talented wife. You guys, are you hosting trick-or-treaters at the house in Mount Horeb, or do you go out on the town?
Actually, we're having a party tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
So, yeah,
Very good.
I always hand out candy. I get in costume.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in the cow costume that I wore at the No Kings rally.
Great. Cow costume. I love it.
So, Yeah, yep.
All
The
right.
guy, when I wore it at the No Kings rally, the guy selling pumpkins across the street was mad at us, and he asked me if I was gay, and I'm thinking, that's not the insult it was when you were a kid.
Right? Yeah.
Anymore.
That seems an odd type of attempted insult for a guy wearing a cow costume, right?
He said no man would ever dress up like that in public.
Oh, for goodness sake. Wow.
I'm thinking, really?
Right?
And he said, yeah, he must be gay, because they told me, be nice, don't say anything to anybody, so I didn't. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to ask him if he wanted to tickle my udders.
See, that's a great comeback for somebody who's being mean.
I thought so too. Yes.
Right? Well, as an openly gay man, I endorse the costume, and thank you for sticking up for the rest of us. I appreciate the
No
solidarity. I appreciate the solidarity. We're all in this together.
You-
Gay, straight, black, white, rural, urban.
Exactly.
All right, we're all in this fight together. All right, I appreciate you, Troy. Have a great
You
day
guys
out
have
there.
a great day.
Yep, out there, in beautiful Mount Horeb. Well, this has been quite a show, Zomers. This has been quite a show.
Yes, it has.
Here's something we did not get to. It's our new segment. Well, I guess we could get to it quickly because we were talking before the break. about Donald Trump ordering the use of live munitions again for this Navy celebration because Trump himself wanted to see an explosion, not just a splash in the water. So they allegedly did it for him. And now here, exclusively from CNN, maybe we'll get into this a little bit tomorrow, a 3-star general serving in the Pentagon's Joint Chiefs of Staff have been pushed out of his position following months of sustained tensions with Secretary of State, or as they put it, Defense, Pete Hegseth, according to people familiar with the matter. The general's stalled promotion also contributed to his retirement, the source said. Lieutenant General Joe McGee, the director for Strategy, Plans, and Policy in the Joint Staff, left his position earlier this month. The source says they added that McGee had frequently pushed back against Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Raisin Kane, as Trump calls him, on issues ranging from Russia and Ukraine to military operations in the Caribbean. The source noted that McGee was nominated by former President Joe Biden nearly a year ago for a promotion to serve as the director of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, but was never renominated by the current administration. McGee's primary responsibility in the role was to advise Kane on long-term military strategy, including weighing the risks of potential actions and planning for crisis contingencies. That is exclusive from CNN. Just goes to show, once again, and there's a lot of great veterans in our state, great military people, great National Guard is military, but I mean full-time military. And, I just put the question out there. Apply what you know to be true, the reason that you serve, the reason that you did serve, and put that against the facts that we're seeing right now in the Trump administration. Doesn't add up, in my opinion, and is immensely dangerous to the country. Appreciate everybody being here. Chuck Collins, what a great guest. Buy his new book wherever books are sold. You can find it online, of course, right now as well. The book is entitled Burned by Billionaires, How Concentrated Wealth and Power Are Ruining Our Lives and Planet. Also, many thanks to Aaron Zommers. Thanks for Tucker for being here from Matt Nair on Air. We'll be back with a Halloween edition. Peter Rapine, wacky headlines tomorrow as well. Stay tuned. Maggie Dawn is next. Todd saying whatever you're fighting for, whatever you believe in, do not give up. Keep banging your drum. We'll see you tomorrow.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.